Check this out, y'all. In this life that we living in, a lot of people are living with trauma. A lot of people, you know, they living with trauma. They'll never tell you until when it's up close and personal. That's when they want to drop it down to you. And when you add everything up, it's like, that's the reason why you're the way you are. Okay, so that time when you were telling me about being careful, do this and do this and do that, it's because that's what happened to you. And don't get me wrong, I respect that, the fact that, hey, you know what I mean? Okay, you could be a little personal and you want to vent a little bit, right? But don't do it because you went through it and you're at fear. Now, everybody in this life, we all have our time where we go through certain things, and hey, we have things that we go through, and then we have some way somehow of overcoming those obstacles, right? But we have those that are still going through something. And don't get me wrong, even me, I'm not even perfect myself. But I would never tell anyone and try to put fear in someone to make them feel that, hey, you got to be careful, you got to do this, you got to go do that, go do this. You know what I mean? Because everybody's different. But like I said, we have those that are constantly, let me adjust because I want you to see my heart. We have those that are actually going through something and feeling some type of pain, some type of trauma, and they want to put that into you, and then they keep on every other conversation that they're going through, they keep putting that in your head, and before you know, when you're around this person talking to them, and you're by yourself, here you go, starting to feel worried and being careful, and just feeling them sometimes, that energy that they're giving, you're feeling it, you're getting that return and seeing why what that person is saying. And that's what I have to say about this video. Be careful with people trying to put their type of trauma and bringing that energy into you. Before I get into the video, let me introduce myself. This is Gene, your best friend, your new best friend. And I invite you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. Listen, y'all. I was working. I met some people that I was cool with, over the time while I'm working, and the person was cool and everything. But it was certain things that I was, paying attention to, should I say, about when this person was just saying certain things, and this person was just looking over themselves, and it was just, how should I say, extra worried about, you know what I mean? They were just watching, kept their head in the swivel, just looking around. I'm like, bro, we have police all everywhere, right? I'm not saying that it won't happen, but you have the police everywhere. You got, everybody that's working. We have like over 100 people that's working. What are the chances of someone really trying to come up to you and really trying to mess with you? And I kept on looking at this person because I'm cool with this person. This person is really nice, real chill, and even the way that person speaks, it's really cool. But at the same time, it give off weird vibes, but it doesn't really. You don't really care too much because, at the same time, it's like, okay, maybe this person's personality, right? But one of the things that I paid attention to was every other conversation this person will bring up certain things, and this person sees that I'm spiritual. This person sees, well, I'm religion. I don't say religious. I believe in God. Let's put it like that. I don't want to use any other word around it. I believe in God and the Most High. They see me praying. I do pray. You know what I mean? And for some odd reason, this person kept on coming at me and telling me, hey, to be out here, I got to keep on watching everything that's going on, because there was, a pew going on the other day. And I'm like, in my head, he's like, I didn't bring this and bring that. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, yo, you know where you're working, you know where you at, and I just seen you have conversation, you laughing with other people. Why are you coming around me telling me this? This was what's going on in my head. And I'm just saying, and then what are the chances of somebody really messing with you, and you got like 3 or 4 police officers right around you? And then, especially in the area that we are at, you have undercover police officers that's working there too. somebody's watching, and you got security right there, right? It, it just makes me think, and then okay, cool. And then after that, while I'm having a conversation with the person, I'm not paying attention. You know, I'm just chilling. You know, I'm having a conversation with the person. 'Cause don't get me wrong, the person is a cool person. You know what I mean? I enjoy conversating with this person. But this is the first time I've seen and paid attention how this dude kept on bringing this up. And I realized before I left, and I'm gonna get into that. So this person really came out of nowhere and just said, you know, something is going on and you have to be careful. We don't know what could happen, which is true. So I realized that I'm having a conversation and with this person, and here the person go. You got to be careful, Gene. I'm like, yo, huh? Yeah, you got to be careful, man. You got to be very careful. I open everything. You got to be very careful, man. And I'm like, okay, you know, yeah, I appreciate that. And I was asking him for some, you know, if he knew something, or, you know, which is cool, you know. And I'm like, okay, yeah, thank you, man. I mean, like, oh, I didn't know that, you know. So he's putting me up on game or certain things. So I'm taking it to heart. Like, you know, one thing about me, about Gene, yo, personally, I'm really gonna take advice. If you give me advice, and especially it doesn't matter if you're young, old, you have past experience, yo, I'm gonna listen to you. You know what I mean? We going back to the train. You know, we done off for work. I'm having a conversation with him. You know what I mean? At that point right there, I'm not really like taking it to heart. Like, yo, all right, cool. This person is really traumatized, but I'm like, yo. So I passed by, you know, the area where the situation didn't happen because conversation done broke out throughout some people I had a conversation with. And I told him, yeah, this is the area of the situation happened. He's like, yeah, right there? I'm like, yeah, right there. Oh, man. Okay, cool. So, yo, we went to the train. And he's like, yeah, man, you know, you got to be careful, man. You have to be very, very careful. Okay, you know, okay. I mean, we here, you know, there's nothing we could do if something happened. So why are you bringing this up, you know? So, you know, we having to have a conversation, boom, 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 you know, we chopping it up. And one thing I keep realizing too, you can't get into this person's head, which is understandable. I had conversations about this. Some people are just stuck in their head and they see things the way they want to see it. And I know this is coming off as a long story, but I'm going somewhere with this. So after that, he brought it up again. He said, oh, I didn't bring up my blade and da. I'm like, oh my goodness, what is wrong with this? At the point, I'm realizing this person's kind of traumatized. I'm like, yo, don't get me wrong. I mean, you know, I know that, you know, where we are, and you know, I know where we are, and there's some things that, you know, that you know, I'm sorry, I got a message, you know. Okay, I know some things that we know where we are, you know what I mean, that some things that we just can't control. But like, yo, if you know that you're gonna be worried, why would you not bring protection, supposedly, right? Long story short, I'm about to get ready to go. He kept on saying, be very careful, Gene, you know, even out here. At this point right now, I'm getting kind of frustrated with him, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm getting frustrated because it's like, yo, every other time, like, you keep bringing this up to me, like, why is it me? I don't get it, you know what I mean? You know, so you see me all the time out here. You think I'm from out here. So it's like, why you keep bringing this up? So, yo, at that point right there, I'm like, all right, cool. And then he told me, before you leave, yo, Gene, you got no blade on you? I'm like, bro, listen. I said, yo, I asked this person, yo, you don't believe in God? I said, yo, you don't believe in God? And he was like, yeah, I believe in God. I'm like, then why keep... I didn't really get into it. I'm like, okay. I'm like, oh, okay, then. I'm like, yo, just... You know, I come out here all the time and I'm fine, you know what I mean? But if something happens, it happens. I don't know, I can't control that, you know? But I had to say this, like, yo. And he walked away, he kept saying that, oh yeah, man, I believe in God, trust me, I protect. I'm like, all right, bro. At that point right there, I left that person. I know I can't be around this person too much, yo. Stuck in their head, you know, at the same time, yo, they're traumatized. What wrong with this is this. No matter what you do, no matter how much you're trying to explain it, no matter how much you're around certain people like that, you're not going to be able to change their mind because they're stuck on whatever they believe in and what they see. And it's kind of tough because they'll go tit for tat with you, whatever it is that you're trying to tell them, and at least they see you for who you are. Maybe they see that, you know, you're actually much more cool, you're chill, or you're a person that they have some type of control over, where they can tell you certain things, you got to believe them, and they know better than you, right? Me personally, I come off as a person that looks really innocent, right? I'm not saying I'm 100% innocent, but I'm just real chill. I'm real relaxed. I'm a kind of person, I'm very respectful, and a lot of people look look at that as if like you're weak. They look at that as weakness. You know what I mean? Until they realize that, hey, I'm not a person that they could just run over, right? But you got to you can't really have conversations with people like that. You can't be around people like that, because some way somehow, whatever they see, whatever they're going through, even if you try to tell them certain things, they just see you as a person that's just naive. They just see you as a person that, okay, they know more than you, and because they're in fear, they're going through certain things, and you're a person that comes off as very calm and chill and cool, collective. Wherever you are, you may be much more younger, or you just don't tell people your business. They just see you as a person that's just chill. You know what I mean? Those type of people, they will just come at you in the type of way, and try to put fear into you, trying to make it look like that you don't know anything. And you got to be very careful with that, all right? And how to be careful with people like that, stay away from them. Yo, at times, like, you just have to keep it short with them, like, okay, and then just keep your distance away from them. You know what I mean? So, again, I'm not saying everybody like that is a bad person. That doesn't mean that. But if somebody's really trying to put what they're going through, some type of trauma that they went through, or something that they just can't get over, or they see something what they're going through, and or they have seen it, or they're going through in a certain neighborhood, whatever it is, and they just see it and they think everywhere is like that, then you got to question, like, yo, how are you living your life? Where are you living? You know what I mean? We don't come from the same background. We're not the same. We're not the same. You know what I mean? So it's tough though. You know what I mean? It's really tough though. But hey, it is what it is. But if this video resonate with you, I invite you guys to please like, share, and subscribe, and also comment below. Comment below. Give your input, and I'll definitely respond to you. All right. Again, please like, share, and subscribe to your best friend, your new best friend, and I'll see you in the next video. All right. Peace. A lot of nosy people around here. That's why I'm looking around.